Hi guys, it is Deirdre Elizabeth, and I am here first off to apologize because I made a video coming home from the beach the other day, and I believe my comment, now don't quote me on it because it was a few days ago, and these are the things that sort of remunerate in my mind over and over again, but I don't know word for word what I said, but it was something to the degree of, if you look like a slob at the beach, you are the worst example of humanity, which is such an asshole thing to say, and it came out of this asshole mouth. So I took it back, and I apologized, and I said that these are examples of people who need a July glow up the most. But comments like that, you can't really take back. Like, you can't take back asshole. Once you're an asshole, you're an asshole. And I certainly was an asshole. So I apologize. I'm sincerely sorry. What I said was so wrong. And the reason it was wrong is because if truly the way you feel is authentically you, and you feel your very best how you're dressed and the way you present yourself, then that's the way you need to be. And there is no jerk like me or anybody else who needs to tell you how you need to be or how you need to dress or present yourself, because you have to be authentically you and feel your very best. And it's none of your business what anybody else thinks of you. Not what I think of you, what anybody else thinks of you. It's only important to you how you feel and what your priorities are and what makes you feel good about you. So if you feel good about you a certain way, then that's your priority, and that's what you need to establish and continue doing, regardless of what some jerk like me says on her way home from the beach, okay? So that's covered. I need to apologize. I can't take it back. I tried, but that's a fail. So I'm here to say sorry. Secondly, the reason behind my comment is legitimate. And these are the reasons, and I have notes, so I won't go off track and I won't make this forever. So this is scientifically based. As you know, I've taken forensic psychology, I have taken forensic science, I've taken anthropology. I understand the psychology of people and how they work. And let me tell you, you have 11 seconds, okay? 11 seconds is the most important 11 seconds you have in your life every time you meet somebody, whether it be on the phone, whether it be in person, whether it be at a professional networking event, a presentation, a communication between someone you might like or have a crush on, or a new friend, or anything like that. You have 11 seconds, and that 11 seconds is the 11 seconds it takes for someone to size you up, because that's what the human mind does in 11 seconds. It determines what value they place upon you, what they think you do for a career, what they think your education level is, what they think your intelligence level is, what they think you're valued at, what your value is as a human being, what they think your contribution level is, how well you're put together. They believe how well you're put together and your appearance and the way you speak and the way, even before you start speaking, when they see you enter a room, everything about how you carry yourself, how you walk, how you present yourself, your body language, how you're dressed, everything tells them all they need to know about you in 11 seconds, okay? And they believe, and unfortunately, it's a false narrative, because that isn't the case. You can't tell us all about somebody in 11 seconds, or else we'd all be forensic psychologists. We'd all be genius. We'd all be like at that level, okay? So unfortunately, though, that is the human condition, and that is what our minds believe. We will decide how organized you are based on how well you're put together. Human beings will decide on your lifestyle based on how you're dressed and how you carry yourself. If you look like you're hunched over and your head's low and you're slouching around, they'll believe you have low self-confidence, low value, low worth, low contribution, low, you don't have a lot. If you're wondering where I'm wearing big socks, it's because my feet are cold. I don't know why, because we're having a heat wave, but my feet are freezing. So I'm wearing big fluffy winter socks. I had to dig them out like a squirrel. Anyways, 11 seconds, guys. Don't forget that. That's the most important 11 seconds if you want to make an impression on somebody, okay? Following that 11 seconds, these are the most important things, okay? You have that 11 seconds to make an impression before you even open your mouth, before you meet somebody. And then this is how you make people remember you after you start talking. And it's more about not talking than talking, okay? So let me explain. How people remember you and how they think of you is based scientifically on how you make them feel, okay? And the best way to make someone feel good about themselves and happy is to let them talk about themselves. All people from all cultures, all religions, all backgrounds, all nationalities, all upbringings throughout history, people's favorite topic that drops dopamine into their brain and serotonin is to talk about themselves. So let them, okay? The best thing you can do is to encourage people to talk about themselves. Give them the space to do that. So say less. Even if they have an experience and you want to say, oh my gosh, I have the same experience. Maybe there's a time for that. But the time isn't when they're sharing theirs, because what you're doing is comparing yours to theirs, and you're taking away from their story and their explanation of themselves. So you want to be quiet, you want to absorb, you want to take in everything they have to say. That makes them feel valued, it makes them feel important, it makes them feel like you care, like you're interested, like they are an interesting person, and that they can hold a room, okay? You're giving them that strength and that power that they feel that they have, okay? And when you talk, make sure what you're saying has value. And I call it, and there's other people in the science world that call it, a value score. Okay? This applies a lot of times in social situations, in group conversations, in meetings, in presentations, in any situation where you have the option to speak or the option not to speak, okay? So you want to make sure that what you're contributing has a high value score. If you're talking just to hear the sound of your voice or just to contribute, which is tough because social media pushes talk, make your voice heard, make yourself known, make your presence known, make sure everyone knows you're in the room, fill the room, be present in the room, okay? You can be present in silence, okay? Silence, okay? If you don't have anything of value to contribute, of a high value score that's going to perpetuate the conversation or the topic, that's going to further the goal of the conversation, then you don't want to say anything at all, because what that does is lower your value score. And when you have a low value score, then when you do have a good idea or you do have something valuable to say, people will write it off as having no value, because they're used to you just piping in and speaking up just for the sake of opening your mouth and speaking. Whereas if you only contribute when you have something value to say, you might not be someone who talks a lot, but when you do talk, people listen. And that is gold, because that means that you have true power and true control. When you speak, people will listen, okay? The other thing that you gain from not speaking is my favorite thing of all. It's when it comes to social psychology and the psychology of the human brain and how it works and how personalities develop in people and understanding people and how they work. My favorite point is in silence, when you listen to everybody else go around and you watch how people contribute, and you'll watch the people with low value scores contributing their low value score just to be heard, and that you learn so much about people. You learn what motivates them, what drives them. You learn what their goals are, what's most important to them. You learn what they're seeking, what their energy is. You learn about what's valuable to them. Definitely, like, I don't even know. You learn what is the driving factor behind their communication and what they feel they want to share. So you learn about what they want you to know about them. You learn how they want to be perceived, how they want you to think of them, what they want to be known for. And you learn all of this by saying nothing and by listening, okay? I said it before in one of my videos, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So use your ears twice as much as you use your mouth. 3 times as much, 4 times as much, if you really want to be truthful, because you learn more listening than you ever will talking. And if you have something really important to say and something valuable that's going to perpetuate the conversation, that's going to further an idea, that's going to contribute, that is a high contribution level, then share it. Because when you speak, you will be heard. You will be listened to. Your opinion will be valued and considered. Whereas if you're someone who has a low value score because you're constantly just opening your mouth and always commenting and always have an idea and you're like, like coming up with something to say, your value score is like rock bottom. And when you have a great idea, you might have the most brilliant idea in the room and everyone's going to be like, meh, whatever, they'll brush it off. So that is the benefit of being quiet. So the value score, increasing your value score, and also learning about everyone around you and learning what motivates them and what truly it is they want to convey and what it is about them that they want you to know. Okay? Because that tells you how to communicate with them. That also tells you how to navigate the room. That's reading the room. It teaches you how to communicate with certain individuals in the future. It tells you what they want to hear, how they want to be communicated to, the kind of conversation they want to have. It tells you what they think is important. It tells you all of this about them, all this information that's like so invaluable. Like there's no price to this. It's priceless information that you can't get in any other way but to listen to them and watch them congregate in a group and start talking. Just sit back and watch people talk and interact. And I'm telling you, the world is at your feet as soon as you learn to do that. So I wanted to convey that in this video, and I wanted to convey the information about the first impression, the first 11 seconds, about how important that is and why I talk about your presentation and your body language and how you put yourself together and how you're dressed and that sort of thing, because that is important. Because before you even get a chance to open your mouth in that 11 seconds, people have already decided about you. They've made up their mind about you. And once that's happened, it's very hard to change. Okay? A strong personality and someone that's very intelligent, and intelligent doesn't mean academic. Academic is a whole separate issue. You might have to be intelligent to be academically successful, but you do not have to be academically successful to be intelligent, okay? So an intelligent person with a strong personality can change that through the way they communicate, most likely, and through the way they listen, most likely, and the way they engage with others. But for 99% of us, that first 11 seconds, we can't overcome it. It's what we got. So don't forget, you have 11 seconds while I'm like falling off my floor bed. You have 11 seconds to make the impression you want to make on people. So use your body, use your posture, have your shoulders back, have your head up. Read the room, make eye contact with people in the room, smile, make sure you're smiling at people, make sure you're looking welcoming and inviting, like you're open to communication and you're open to engaging and networking, and make sure you are walking with pride and confidence and that your shoulders are open and your chest is open and you're not walking like arms crossed into the room, like hovering in the corner. Like, you've seen these people, and maybe it's you. I've done it. When you're uncomfortable, don't be uncomfortable. Force yourself. Fake it till you make it, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody in between, you can do it. 11 seconds. That's your takeaway from this video, and your value score. Very important factors. So I will see you guys soon. I hope this was valuable. And again, I'm sorry for being a huge asshole and saying that if you're a slob at the beach, you're the worst case of humanity, because you're absolutely not. In my line of work, I have seen some of the worst cases in humanity, and they do things to other human beings that are things I can't repeat, things I don't even want to think about and repeat in my mind. And dressing like a slob at the beach is not a crime. And if that's who you are and that's what makes you feel good about yourself, then all the power to you, because that's you and that's being authentic, and that's the goal, is to be authentically yourself. So I will see you soon, everybody, and watch this video again and again. Save it, subscribe to my channel. I produce all kinds of information on psychology and psychological tricks on reading people and how to understand people, how to communicate better, how to navigate professional and personal relationships better using psychology and anthropology and human behaviors. And that's my shit. I love it. That's what I do. So I will see you guys soon. Have a great night.